this was my game. When I press the space button, it flies. Some of you have not attended or maybe not followed all the class videos. So I think they have not fixed these things. Like in the last class, we increased the gravity to 2.5. In rigid body, there is a field called gravity scale, and we increased to 2.5, which is normally 1. So the Earth will pull the player with a greater force. Some of you have not added audio also. Check the class. And jump force is 10. Okay, so I will try to add characters. So there are 2 characters. So I will take the smaller. This is larger. Size is 300 cross. So width is 300 and height is 100. And the second one, which is this cactus, its width is 204 and height is 70. So this is smaller cactus. I will choose this. Use the Unity. First, I'll change the mode from single to multiple. The sprite editor. Okay. Apply. Then in the editor, I'll slice this. You again use automatic to slice it. Okay, my automatic has not sliced it at all. I think. So nothing happened. Almost nothing happened. So it has not sliced at all my cactus. So this is not much useful. I will change it. I'll do it manually this time. So this is my one cactus. Make it large. This is the first cactus. Now I will duplicate it. Control C, Control V. So I think I have to manually do all of it. Control C, Control V.
Why it didn't automatically slice?
Automatic is this Unity tries some smartness, and based on that smartness, some machine algorithm it applies, and based on that, it tries to break the image. But this time, because of this image, I think there is no gap in between any image. So
the large one was sliced. Smaller one was not. I was not able to do it automatically.
this case, smaller one, it is because all the images looks appears to be connected. So maybe because of this reason, it was not able to detect any separation. So this is one.
Sir, how did you duplicate it? Sir, by Control plus D.
Control C and Control V to paste. But is it working or not working? Okay, I will do one thing. I'll break it down. So 2 of them are broken down. This guy, this. How to copy? Say. There are other options also that we can try. Obviously, I will try other options. Maybe you will. Smart method is smart. Okay, now it has broken down into one part. Again, one. Useless. I will close this without saving. Reopen again. Automatic is creating only one. There are other options which is grid by cell size and grid by cell count. Okay, cell size, pixels. Okay, if I try this thing, it breaks down into 3 parts. So this is second option, which is break it or slice it by size of this thing. Size of cells. This is one cell, so size of cell. So there's some default cell height and width selected. With this, I sliced it, and we can see that I have now 3 3 partitions. Now what I'll do, I'll just resize them because I want 3 only. This will be my first. I will resize it manually. This is first cactus. Second, I will resize to have 2 cactus. Okay. And third one, I will resize to have 3 cactus together. So automatic didn't work, so I tried the second one, which was kind of manual. Manual is cell size and cell count. These are called one cell, and you can set how many cells you want. Cell size I have taken, so it is pixel. So you can try these permutation combinations. I mean, whichever work for you. So this work for me. I will apply it. Now close it, and if we see now, if we check now we have. So in the first case, I know that automatic works, but second it didn't, so I had to do it manually. No problem. Now I need to add cactus in the scene. How to do that? So one of the easiest option is drop. I will try drag and drop. Drag another. Okay, so I have added these. I can add 3 as well. In the last class, some of you got confused. So here I have not done anything. I just dragged and dropped, and when I drag and drop, it takes the image, it creates a game object, and since this is a sprite or image or 2D game, so 2D game it uses sprite renderer, where in 3D game it uses finger. It has some position and some y-axis, some y-axis that is okay. Now if I play the game, okay, they are not going.
Sir, we should add the move left code for the cactus also. That's what I tried. It worked.
Sir, you can parent it.
Sir, I had put those cactus inside the empty object ground.
Okay, but will not do that. What I will do is, so I will keep enemies or cactus. I will not merge them in the ground. So I have this 4 cactus. How one more? Many of you have asked this question: how to select more than one? So this time, what I'm doing is, I'm pressing the shift button. I'm holding the shift button, and then using the arrow. I'm selecting all of them continuously. Maybe in this case, I'll hold my shift button and then using top arrow to select. So I have to apply this move left script to make them move left. So same thing I'll do. I'll apply this move left script, and it has a default speed 5. Ground has a speed 5, and this has also. So on one of the cactus, I have applied this move left script. Let's see what happens. So now we can see that one of the cactus where we applied this move left, it moved left, but it didn't collide.
We need to add nature.
It doesn't collide. It doesn't collide with my player.
Add box collider.
Box collider.
Add a collider. Now this collider, first of all, this is script I need to add to all of them so that all of them will move left side. Second, to make them colliding, to make them collide with other objects, specifically this object, I need to have collider, box collider. Okay, so what I'll do, I need to do this for all the cactus. So I'll select all and then I will apply move left script. Now this script is added to all of them, if you can see, and all of them will move left. All are moving left. Now second thing that we need to fix is we should apply colliders to them, and I will apply box collider 2D. Box collider 2D because it's a 2D game, so we'll use 2D collider. And I think colliders should fit bit. Okay, so we have added box collider, and now it is fine. One thing you can notice that these cactus are now out of scene. Cactus are now out of scene, and they will never come back to the scene.
Because loop it.
Because they will keep on going back and back and back. They'll keep going back, and they will never come back to the scene.
Sir, we have to make the cloud also move, no, sir?
Yes, cloud also, correct.
Sir, and the cloud is not visible in the game scene. So in the game scene, sir, not the scene.
Okay, so cloud is not coming. Yes, cloud is not coming. Why it is not visible in the scene?
So I think you can change its color to black, then it will come.
Correct. It's because of its color. It is overlapping with the background.
Yes, sir.
One thing. Maybe I'll turn it blue. So now you can see that it is visible. So it was there, but because of its color, which was overlapping with the background color.
Black is better, no, sir?
But take it, you can choose whatever color you want. Also, these clouds are not moving. And in real game, if you see, these clouds are moving and they are not moving with the same speed the ground is moving. They are moving slowly.
Sir,
Add the same script and change the number speed. The move left script.
Yeah, so we'll do that. Move left and speed maybe I'll 52.
sir, when you were playing the game, so sir, when you were hit by the cactus, so sir, the dinosaur was not visible.
It goes, or maybe it is flying on the top of cactus also, or it is running. Okay, we'll come to those things because our game should stop once it hits the cactus. So we come to that. Before that, we were talking about this thing, which is not this. So these cactus that you see, they are continuously going left. And now they are out of scene and they are not going to come back into the scene.
Can we loop them?
And they are continuously going back. So there are two things. First of all, if they are out of scene, there is no use of keeping them in the game because they will be in the game and they will keep on going left and left, which is of no use. They are not adding any value to my real game because my real game can see only this part, or this is game view, which camera only cover this part, and they are continuously going left. So they are of no use, and still they are taking my, I can say, my hardware, maybe mobile CPU, mobile RAM, because my CPU or mobile CPU or mobile RAM, or in case of here laptop CPU or laptop RAM is getting wasted. Memory or CPU is getting wasted because of this, because it is taking some resources to have this cactus and also move it left. So what I should do is, when my game is, or they are going out of my game scene, then I should, there are two options. I should, first I should destroy it, or second option is I may, I should reuse it. So one option is I can destroy it. Second option is I can reuse it. So first I will go with the destroy option. So when these cactus are out of the scene, they are out of the scene and they are not going to come back in any time. So I will destroy them so that my CPU or memory will not be wasted for these resources which are not part of game, which are in the game. We can see that these are in the game, but these are not part of the game because they are not going to come back in the game. So one option is destroy them. So I will destroy them. Now question is how to destroy them. So one thing you will notice when I'm playing the game, you can notice it's X. Everything is same. X is decreasing because it is going left. So X is decreasing. Minus 50. So it is decreasing. So this is in the scene where X value is minus 1.5 something something something. And when it crossed this thing, its value is around 10, minus 10, and now it is out of scene and it is not going to come back into the scene. So we can say that when the cactus position cactus X position is more than minus 15, or sorry, lesser than minus 15, then this becomes useless and this is not going to come back in scene ever. So it is safe to delete this or destroy this. So how to delete or destroy it in the game based on this condition? They are these resources, and same applies for the cloud as well. Cloud is also going back, and now after 10, it is out of the scene. Its X position is continuously decreasing. Now it's a minus 20 and all. And when it is out of scene, it is of no use. So I have two options. Either somehow I should make it reusable, and second option is, if it is not or second option is destroy it. So we'll destroy them. Destroy on what basis? When they are out of scene, and when they are out of scene, when their position x position is beyond this thing. So this is minus 10, and if it goes after minus 10 left side, it is out of scene. So it is safe to destroy them. So just to be on the safer side, what I'll do, if these cactus are below minus 15, so when it is at minus 10 position, it is out of scene. But what I'll do, I'll keep on the safer side. So if their X position is less than minus 15 or minus 20, then I will destroy them. So how to do this in the code? So it is very easy. I'll create a script. And give it a name. Self destroy. Self destroy. And in the script in all the script we have this property transform, which has a property position. Transform has a property position, and in the position we can get x, y, z values. So what we'll do, we'll keep on checking the value of x, whether it is less than minus 15 or not. As soon as its value is less than minus 15 or minus 20, we will destroy it. How to destroy it? So for destroy also, Unity has given a function. To create a new object, Unity has given a function called instantiate. To destroy a game object, it has given a function called, so what I'll do, if transform dot position dot x, if this value is less than minus 15, then I should destroy. how to destroy? So destroy, for that, Guilty has given a function. This transform that you use in the script, the transform that you use in the script, this refers to the transform property of any game object, which you can see in the
Sir, you have to give a name to that, sir, what you have to delete.
and
So what happens if you don't destroy it?
so assume that in the game that you play, this game, dinosaur game, or sorry, T.Rex game that you play, you know that lots of cactus come in the way, and if you keep on creating new cactus in the game, so what will happen is at some point of time when you have played a lot, you have made lots of score. At some point of time, the game might have hundreds, 200, 500 of cactus, and your computer or your mobile is maintaining
Yes, sir.
500 of cactus. It is maintaining its position also, so it is taking care of that game object, and this game object does take some memory and some CPU of your mobile, and these are not being used, which are out of
Sir,
these
Can't we loop them again and again?
So yes, this is yes, we can do that. This is a better suggestion as well. In fact, this is a better suggestion. So we can do that as well. So we'll see both the cases. So I have created this script which is just self destroy, and what it does, it checks the position x value, whatever the to whichever game object we apply, it checks the x position, and if the x position goes below 15, minus 15, then it will destroy it, destroy that game object. This game object refers to the game object where we'll apply this script. So that game object will be destroyed. So this is one option, easiest option. One option is yes, leave them as it is. So what will happen? Our lots of memory and CPU will be wasted for maintaining this unnecessary game objects which are not part of the game at all. Like they are not going to come back into the game. So leave them as it is. They will waste my CPU. And second option is destroy them. This will
Sir,
use some of the CPU and memory.
sir,
so can we write a code as after they are out of the game scene, it should delete automatically?
sir,
Which is what it is. I mean, after they are out of scene, it will delete.
Yes, sir.
sir. If
Automatically,
we,
does it happen?
sir,
So
if
if
we
we
put
write a
Delete
code
means will they
with
permanently delete or what, sir? I didn't get it. Like,
so not permanently delete, only in the game scene, sir. After we played it and we stop it, again it should be visible. So like in your old games, sir, before it was nothing, sir, and then everything came, sir. Road blocker and street light.
Here is the real game, which is what you will play. This part is also part of game, but permanently means no. What first of all, whatever you do during play game, like play mode, whatever during play
Yes,
mode,
sir. Yes, sir.
that will not be like that is not stable.
That
Like
is not added in the real game.
when you stop the game, that will be gone. Whatever you did during play in the play mode, that will be
Yes,
gone
sir.
after you stop it. So we
Yes, sir.
are
I'm telling that only, sir.
okay. One thing I'll do, this thing like position, like what is the position when it should destroy, when the exposition is less than what. So instead of using this, I'll create a public variable for that so that I can set the value in the editor. I'll use float uh, min x position value, minimum x value. After that, it should destroy.
So I didn't understand.
So instead of using minus 15 directly here, I created a variable for that. That's it. And
Okay,
this
sir.
start
It
function
has
that has
given a
nothing
name
for
to
it.
it.
you can say that. And secondly, I have made it public, so benefit will be it will be visible in the editor as well. So now we can see this value and we can change it from here also. So I have applied this on second cactus, this cactus, and we'll play the game and we'll see what will happen. So this is first, this is second. On second, I have applied its value, it's x minus 8, minus 10, minus 12, and it is gone. As soon as its value becomes,
Sir, can you start again?
so second one you should notice. So after its value becomes minus 15, so it will be gone. So it's gone. Did you notice?
Yes, sir.
You can do by yourself also. It will be gone.
It disappeared.
So it is destroyed, and now my CPU and so it is gone after this place.
Sir, the cloud is moving slower than the scene, sir.
Yeah, this is what happened in the real game also. This gives you a visibility. This gives you a effect that cloud is a lot far from the player.
Oh,
And
okay, sir.
so yeah, this is what it is, and then you can make more slower. In the real game, it will be more slower than this. So, okay, what we have done, we added some cactus to the scene, and I added this self-destroy script to the cactus. And this is the script, very simple script. It has a check condition that if X position is less than some minimum value, then destroy the game object. That's it.
So for self-destroy,
Yes, sir.
convert it to minus 25, sir, or else horizon is getting deleted while playing the game itself, sir.
So yeah, that's why I made it public, and you can put whichever value you want. Okay, you can make it minus 20. In fact, in my case, 50 work, but you can make it minus 50 also. That is to be on the best case or safer side. It will be destroyed a bit later, which is fine. Not destroying is better than destroying a bit late. Okay, so you can put whatever value you want. Okay, so we have seen one case where what we did when the game objects are out of scene, we deleted them, we destroyed them. Now these clouds also, when they go out of the scene, what we shall do? So this is now of no use because they are out of scene. So what shall we do?
Add the delete script.
So what I will do is I will not delete them. I'll choose the better option that you suggested. That we generally do. We reuse them. Now, how to reuse them? So for that, what I will do is.
Sir, I got an idea without a sprite editor.
Okay, how? What is that?
Sir, I found a new image in Google, sir, and I cropped it in the normal gallery, sir, and then added to the Unity.
Yeah, that you can also do. That you can also do. Unity editor, Unity sprite editor is helpful in in many cases, but here you need a simple editing, so you can use other tools as well. Okay, so what I did is I moved the cloud out of the scene first of all, and secondly, when these clouds go out of the scene, then what I will do is instead of deleting them and maybe creating a new one, instead of deleting them, I will reposition them. So they will be moving left continuously, and as soon as they go beyond the scene, I will reposition them back to this position, start position. So this is my start position, and these clouds are continuously going back. These are going back, and as soon as they cross this scene, I will reposition them to back to the start position. So they are continuously going back. So what I'll do after some X point they have crossed, I will reposition them. So how to do that? Again, very easy. We'll use the same concept which we used in the self-destroy. after its x value is less than some value, then instead of deleting them, I will change their position to the start position. So how to do?
Sir, you will give a name, and then sir you will set the x-axis to something, and then sir it will come back.
Yeah, kind of. So first of all, I'll not public. I'll have a vector 3. Since transform use vector 3, so I'll use vector 3 and I'll call it a start position. So I have created a variable with the name start position, and now when the game starts, this function is called. So at that time, I'll set this thing to transform dot position. So when the game starts, position, this transform dot position holds the initial position value or the starting position value. So this I'm going to store in the game, and over time, with time, its position will keep on decreasing. Its x value will keep on decreasing. So in the update, what I'll do, if transform dot position dot x, this is less than again some threshold value. So for that, I'll create a public variable. Public float x value, and
Sir, which collider did you add in the ground, sir?
Box 2D.
Okay, sir.
So again, the same code. If the position x transform dot position dot x value is less than the minimum value, this time I'm keeping it -30, but it is public, so we can change it from editor as well. So min x value. If this is less than x, so instead of destroying this time, what I'll do, I will reposition back to the start. So how to do that? Again, very simple. Transform dot position is equals to start position. That's it. What I did, the start function is called when the game starts. So at that time, whatever the position was of the game object, I will store it in the start position variable. And when the cloud is out of the scene, then I will reposition it to the start position, or I'll set its position to the start position.
Sir, what is the meaning of -20 here?
Value of x.
It's just a variable, float variable where I'm giving the value of my value to -20.
Sir, it will come to the position of -20.
So we'll see the cloud. For that, we'll see the cloud. So this is our cloud, and cloud position is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 0, -1. So it will keep on decreasing, and after some time, its position will become less than -20. Now it is less than -20, -27, -28, and all. So what I'm doing is, if the position of the game object is less than this min value, which is -20, if this is less than -20, then I'm setting the position to its start position. And this start position I'm getting when we get to start the game, then whatever.
So, but we have already assigned start position equal to transform dot position, right? Then are we reassigning it?
We are reassigning when it meets some condition. We know that update function is called after every few milliseconds. So this function is continuously called. So this condition is being checked every few milliseconds. And as soon as this condition is matched, then the start position is changed, or the game object position is changed. So we'll see that here in the game. That will be more. For that, I need to apply the. So I'll apply cloud script.
So why it is showing plus on your scripts?
Not today. I don't keep my code only to this laptop. I keep my code on the cloud. I have two laptops, and this way it is easy
So my pen drive.
No, not using pen drive. And in fact, I don't have a pen drive. I had pen drive, but I don't use it anymore. So I put my code I keep my code not only to this laptop, I keep it to the cloud so that I can easily work on one project uh, from both the laptops.
How can we add it to cloud?
Sir,
It is very
sir,
simple.
I have added the code of that auto move and all to my OneNote notebook.
Okay, okay, that's great. OneNote is a very good tool for making notes. It has something to do with this thing. It plus sign says that what all new things I have added. This pencil sign says that what existing things I have changed. So self restore I created new script. These all things are new, so that's why showing plus sign. So we'll tell you. For now, we can leave it as it is. This was kind of mandatory for me because it was hard for me to work on same project on two laptops. So I needed it, so I did it. But we'll tell you later. So I added the cloud script to one of the cloud, which is first cloud. Second cloud I have not added. I'll play the game, and we'll see that as soon as its value become less than -20, it will be repositioned back, and it will happen so fast that while playing game it is hard to notice. So -8, -10. For my case, I can keep -15 also. That will also work. You can see that it came back. I will change its value to maybe -10. Okay, -6, -7, minus. Again, it came back. I'll maybe instead of this, I'll keep it 5. So you can see that as soon as its value becomes less than 5, it is repositioned back to the cloud, going back, again coming to the scene, again going back, again back coming to the scene. But for my case, it should be -15 or maybe -13, something like that. So this way, I'm not destroying this cloud. When it is out of the scene, I'm not destroying it, but I am reusing it. How I'm reusing it? I'm repositioning it back to the original position, the start position. This way, I'm not destroying it, but reusing it. Now we had two options. One was destroying, and second is reusing. Reusing is always much better than destroying and then creating a new one. Because in destroying a game object and creating a new object, lots of computer resources are wasted. And when you are making a complex game, like you play in day-to-day life, whatever good games that you play, they are very much optimized. They are very much optimized, and they use all the best practices. So one of the best practice here is, instead of destroying and creating a new one, you should reuse. And this way, I am reusing it. This is one of the way of reusing. There are many other ways, but they are a bit complex as well, which we'll see later. These
Sir,
are the
like, how can we keep increasing the speed of the dragon as the distance increases? Like,
how can we keep
as the how can we keep increasing the speed as the dragon's travel distance increases?
that has something to do with the level, game level. And what we do is, with the level, if the level is 1, ground speed will be 5. If the level is 2, ground speed will be 5 plus 2. And this is one way. Like, if the level is 3, then ground speed will be 5 plus 3. So speed will become 8. And this way, all the things will move faster. If the level is 5, speed will become 5 plus 5. Got got some idea? Like this is how we
Yes,
do
I
it.
got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do this thing, guys. So now, okay, do this thing. Create this script. I'll put this script as well. So here, what decision I'm taking based on the position, I am repositioning it. So I'll put this code, apply it to one of the cloud for now. We'll make some more improvements. So for now, if you apply it to one of the cloud also, this will be fine because we are going to make some improvements. Okay, so we have done some optimization, which is when objects are going out of the scene, we are deleting it or reusing it by repeating them. Now, somewhat similar concept will be applied to the ground. To make the ground come in for infinitely, what we will do is we check the ground. If we check the ground is also moving back. So what I'm going to do is the same concept that I applied to the cloud, which is reposition to the to the start position. Reposition itself to the start position when cloud has moved some distance or it has gone beyond some distance in left. So we'll apply the same thing. If the ground has moved half of its distance, okay, ground. So if the ground has moved half of its distance, then I will reposition it back to the start. So I'll write a script for that, create a new script. I'll name it repeat ground. And now we'll again create a start position to store the start position. Okay. And how to get the start position? So when the game starts, whatever the position is, that's the start position. On dot position. Now here the condition will be if ground has moved half of its width,
Halfway.
then
So
position.
can we use sentences like this in C# script?
No,
So then how will it work, sir?
that's why I put it in the comment only, because computer doesn't allow everything, because computer is smart but
Yes,
not
sir.
understand everything, because someone can put it in Hindi language, some can put it in English language, some can put it in Tamil, anything. So they have provided their own language, C# language, and you have to use you have to write the same instruction in C# language so that it will understand. So if the ground, so we know that because of move left shift, ground is continuously moving, and it
Yes,
is.
sir.
And what we have to do, we have to detect that if it has moved half of its width, whatever its size is, if it has moved half of the distance, then reposition back to the. In case of cloud, it was easier because first of all, nobody cares about cloud because the main game is about the player and the cactus and the ground. Cloud is something in the background,
Yes, sir.
and if it generates later or generates faster, or there are too many clouds or less cloud, now the position is somewhat deviated.
The cloud is just for seeing, sir. It is. It does not have a role in playing, sir.
But the ground has to be continuous. If the ground is not continuous, then there is a problem, and yeah, people start noticing it. So we have to ensure that if it has moved exact half of the distance, then we should reposition back to the starting. Same for this thing. If this has moved half of the distance, then reposition. So how to know what is this half?
So should we use the same code, sir, of what we use for the cloud?
No. Because we had given 20, like if it crosses -20, then we should repeat. In this case, what we should do, shall we put some random number maybe? So this horizon, its position is 24. This ground, its position is 0. X position is 0, and it will keep on going back. This will keep on going back from 24 to some distance. So first of all, what is this? What is the size of this ground? Who can tell me what is the size? What is the
24.
24 is the position, that X position. This is
So,
the center.
0 to 24 it is, sir, I guess.
one, sir.
One. Sir, X is 1 and Y is 1.
This
Sir is
bit,
asking the length.
what is this?
One.
So I think it should be 1, sir, because X means the length, no, sir, and it is 1.
So this is scale is whatever the original size is, and then scale is on top of it. So to know the length of this, you can use one property, that is box collider. In the box collider, there is a property called size. In the box collider, there is a property called size, and this size will tell you what is the length or X, which is 24.576.
But then,
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the box collider property in this case. So in case of cloud, I had said that if the position X position is less than -20, I can keep it -15 also. I can make it -50 also, or -25, anything. So if it is less than -25, then reposition. In case of cloud, I don't have that liberty. It has to be exact or less than exact. So for that, I need to know the size. And for the calculating the size, I will not see this value or whatever I will do. I'll use this property. I'll use this component to get the size. Now how I'm going to do it. So first of all, I'll use this component. How to get this component? To get the component, this is box collider 2D. So box collider 2D. Box collider. I've created a variable of type box collider 2D, and its name is box collider. And how to initialize this? So using a special function which is get component, and this I'll just give the type of the component, and we will get it. So this way we get the box collider. Now box collider has this property called size, and using that property we'll get the width also. Float width, and width is equals to box collider dot size.
sir, why did we leave a space there, sir?
Make it look clear, more readable. So using the box collider property, which has a, first of all, I took this component, and this component has a property called size, and size had the property X. So box collider, I got it using the special function get component. I given the type.
So X divided by 2.
Width is.
So can we write like that in this Seesaw language?
X divided by 2.
Percentage 2.
We can do that. So this is the entire width. Now what I'll write, and this is start positions. Okay. So the condition here I will write is if distance traveled. How will you know the distance traveled? Again, I'll put something in the comment first, and then I'll write the code. If distance traveled is more than half of the width,
Then create.
or repetition, then repeat. So I'll write the code now. If how to get the distance traveled?
Sir, if we make a
Position
mistake
towards
in
left,
that,
the position towards minus or negative side.
Sorry.
Position towards the negative side, or like if it is a Cartesian plane.
Back, so it is decreasing. Position is always decreasing. So start position dot x minus transform dot position minus x. This is the distance traveled. Okay, x. Again, write it much later. Float this.
Sir, the hacker left, sir.
What do you know?
So, but still, put it in the chat itself, sir.
I'll put in chat. It's not better.
The distance traveled is equal to what we have given in move left script, that speed by delta time.
What do we call this slash, sir?
It's slash this thing.
Sir, I forgot the word, sir. What
Comment.
we call? Yes, sir. Sir, in the commented sentence, sir, if we make a mistake, sir, does it not show?
Computer ignore this thing. Computer ignore this comments. So whatever you write, computer will ignore it. So you can make mistake. Whatever you want to do, you can write things in English language, anything, because computer doesn't care about these things. Okay, so distance traveled. So whatever is the x position, initial x position, which is 0 here, and if I play the game, it will x position will keep on decreasing. So because transform dot position dot x values keep on decreasing, so I will subtract it initial minus this thing, and it will give you distance traveled. And if this distance traveled is greater than
Sir, can you explain from starting once, sir?
we'll do one thing. I have explained. I'll also give a video for that. This thing for the first time when I was doing this thing or doing this thing or maybe reading this thing, it wasn't very much clear for me at
Yes,
the
sir. It is a bit confusing, sir.
it is a bit confusing for sure, and this box collider thing also makes it more confusing.
Yes, sir, from the sentence it is a bit clear.
Sir,
So distance travel is so if
So, because of the comments, I understood.
sir, sir, here where we are writing box collider, so sir, here we are referring to that ground one box collider.
this, we will apply this to ground only. So it is referring to the ground box collider only. So I have applied box collider to these grounds, and from there I will get the width. So for now, I mean, you 50% should be clear for you, or 60%. Rest 40%. Check the video and then check the code. When you will do this, it might be better. So distance traveled, I got it from start position x minus the what is the current position x, and this will give me distance traveled. And if this distance traveled is greater than half, I got the width, and if it is half is like by 2, will give me the half of the width. And if it is greater than, then I will reposition back to the start. So very simple. Transform dot position is equals to start position. Start position. That's it. I'll save it and I will apply this script to both of them. I will apply this script to both the grounds which has box collider. Some of you, I think, has added box collider to the ground. If they have added to the ground, then apply the script to the ground. I have added to these horizons. Then, so I will add.
Sir, when I'm playing my game, so sir, I have added sir rigid body to all my sir baby grounds, but sir, my one ground is falling down.
One ground is falling down because you must have added rigid body. They fall down means they are following gravity. They are following gravity means you have added rigid body. That's why they are following gravity. Remove rigid body. So now I have applied this script. This script says repeat ground. Something will be clear. Not everything will be clear, but once you see the video and write the code, things will be much better. Now if you see that this ground is repeated, like it will be repositioned. it goes back and then come back again. As soon as it travels 50% of the distance back, 50% it is repeated again. It comes back, and in this game you can see that it is continuous. Clouds are also coming continuous. The same concept what I have applied to the cloud, same is applied to this thing also. Since I added the repeat script to the cloud, only one of the clouds, so only one is repeating. We can add to both of them. So this way we have not made the infinite ground. We have added only two grounds, and they are repeating themselves infinitely as long as you play the game. I'll add the cloud script here also. So now both the cloud will come, and let's play in the full screen mode. Okay, this thing will fix later, but cloud will keep on repeat itself.
Nice center.
And ground, you can see there's a continuous ground always. In real game, the speed is a lot faster. Okay, this thing can be fixed. You can check the video. With one click, it will be fixed. So this way, we make the infinite ground using only these two grounds.
Sir, mine was like a glitch. Sir, it is working, but sir, when I am playing it, so sir, it is like sir repeating behind me. Sir, it is like a glitch.
Yes, sir. Same.
Sir, sometimes it is visible, so sometimes it is not.
Glitch is also visible here. In my case, also this.
In mine, it is perfect, sir.
Sir, if you don't want to get that glitch using that repeat ground, when you are using that width is equal to box collider dot size dot x, add one more box collider dot size dot x, or two times box collider dot size dot x. You are getting the perfect effect of not glitch, sir.
Okay, you mean to say if we keep the entire width?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Use the entire width? Is it?
Yes, sir. Use the entire width.
Okay. So try, guys. You can try that. Maybe use the entire width instead of making it half. Use the entire width, and maybe we'll change.
But I did something else, sir. Instead of using the entire width, I equalized width to two times grounds. That box collider dot size.
Sir, please say in sir easy words.
Okay. So in the player, if you remember, we had fixed one problem. The problem was the player was able to jump in the air, and which is not the real case. No, in fact, so birds can jump in the air, but they fly in the air, but other cannot jump in the air. So that's why we fixed it using by adding a boolean is on ground, and we are setting it to false when we are jumping in the jump function. And when it lands to the ground, then we are setting it to true. And how do we know that it has landed to the ground? So there's this special function which is on collision enter, and this special function is called by Unity every time the player collides to any other collider. And in our case, only ground was the only collider earlier. Later we added cactus as well. But we have written a code where it says as soon as my player collides to any other collider, then this special function is called. And in this special function, what we are doing, we are setting this value is on ground to true. Now what we are going to do, if this player collides to the ground, then yes, we should set it to true. But if this player collides to something else, that can be your flying bird or it can be the cactus. So if this dinosaur collides to ground, then we should do this thing. But if it's collide to something else, cactus or something else, the game should get over. So how can we do that? So in this part, there's one special thing that you guys might have seen or not seen. So This is my ground, and I have added 2 child objects, and on that object I have added
I
box.
have a doubt, sir.
Wait for a few minutes. Let me complete.
Okay,
So
sir.
in the inspector, there are lots of properties. Some properties like transform and this thing, it is by default to added to all the game objects. The rest we added, like these scripts we added, box slider we added, sprite render was added for the sprite. There is something one property called tag, which we have not used so far, and we can add this tag to the game objects. We can add tags to game object. So if I when I
Sir,
click
we had used it, sir. We had used it for the car creator.
this was this thing, Gizmo something. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about tag.
Okay.
So I will create a new tag by hitting on this add tag button. It says tag. It went to some other page which has a tags and list is empty. So I have a plus button. I'll click on this and I will call it ground and hit the save button. And I will create another cactus.
Sir, can you repeat?
It's nothing. We have to press the T tab.
So here you have a tag option after the name. Just below the name you have a tag option, and in the tag there are some tags already, and
And
just
just now we added a tag, ground and cactus.
and if you want to add more, you can click on this add tag button. Then you will go to this a page like this where you can hit this plus button, then put some name, maybe cloud. I will create a cloud tag as well and save.
So what is the use of the tag?
We'll come to that. Now I will assign some tags to this where I have the box colliders. So I'll add the tag. I'll add ground tag here on this. Also, I will add ground tag. So I've added ground tag on these. On the cactus, I can apply the cactus tag, but for now we'll not do that. Save this game. Now we'll go to the code. If you see this function has something called collision.
Yes, sir.
So this refers to the object to which our player has collided. So if collision dot game object, this way we get the game object with which our player has collided, and in the game object we have a special function called compare tag, or you can get something called you can use tag also. So it has a property tag, and using that you will get this tag. So either you can see that if tag is equals to ground, same spelling capital.
Sir, it is like a boolean.
No, tag is a string. This tag is a string name. Okay, we are discussing this thing. So this collision, this input, if a function has an input and output, so this input
Yes, sir.
it will give you the game object with which our player has collided, and it has each game object has a tag property. Okay.
Sir, in the tag, sir, there was a tag respawn. So, sir, if we will add it in our player, so sir, it will respawn.
That's a string. That's a string. It will not respawn. It will not respawn. So all of them has tag. If it doesn't have tag, it is untagged, which is null or empty. So this is just a string. I have added ground tags to these things, and now what I'm doing is in the code I'm checking. Okay, so if this is ground, then we'll set is ground equals to true. There is something called else, which we have talked about but never used.
So yes, sir. We have tried this.
So else part,
What?
not ground, and my player has collided with something else, then game over. Now, how to implement game over? We'll come to that. For now, we'll just check this part. So we have what we have done. If this is ground, then do something, or else debug.log. I'll just put a debug.log message. Game over. Debug.log does nothing in the console. It will print some message. That is it.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, we'll check that whether this logic is working or not. So two things I have done. Here I was saying that if the distance traveled is half of the width, I removed half part. If the distance traveled is more than the width, then repeat. We'll see what is happening. If this is working, if this is the fix of glitch, if not, then okay, so you can.
Sir, what Bhaiya said, sir, can you explain it in easy words?
So you can see that this message came game over. So
Sir, can't we stop the game as soon it touches the cactus, sir?
what we should do, as soon as it touches the cactus, my game should be over. So for now, what I did, uh, for all of you, this part, this explanation, for now I'll not do because we are already running over time. What I did is just this condition statement. I changed it to full width. I'm not sure if it is working or not, but I just put this code. You guys can try by your own.
So it is working, sir. Repeat ground. For mine, it works, sir.
Okay. So in the code, it was divided by 2. I just removed the divided by 2 part. We'll explain in the next class because we are running out of time. For now, what we'll do here.
So can you send the whole code of players, sir? No.
Not send because this code is already here.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay. So earlier the code was if it collides to anything, then Unity will call this SQL function, and we were setting is on ground to true. But now instead of setting it to ground, because now player can collide to cactus as well, so we'll check with what object it has collided. So now we are checking this using the tags. So on the ground, I have added the tag ground, and it says that if the colliding object, game object, has a tag which is ground, then set it to true. If it is collided to something else, if this is not the ground, if it is something else, then game should be over. How to make game over? So there are multiple things that happens. First of all, we make some sound. We play some audio. In the real game, it plays some audio, and then everything stops moving. So how to make everything stop moving? So for that, time scale.
Sir, 0.
We set the time to 0. Time is always moving. You cannot stop the time in real world, but in game you can stop the time.
Sir, there are time lapse.
So with this single line of code, we stop the time. I hope it should work. Let's see that. So with this single line of code, time scale is equals to 0. This stops the time. Like time has stopped, which is not the case in real world. Real world, no one can stop the time. But in this case, I just stopped that. With that code, I have to stop the time. You can see that everything has stopped moving.
This is better.
So everything is just stopped moving. How? Because we stopped the time. So I will add audio clip. It will be game over clip. Okay, this game over clip, and I will play this audio. I already have the audio source. I was playing that in the time of jump. Copy, paste, and here I have game over clip. And in the script, in the editor, I will assign this audio player player has audios, game over audio, game over audio. Reached it. So this is the sign first one. I'll just assign it.
Yes, sir. This is the sound.
So very easily we produce the effect, game over effect.
And now only one thing left, sir. The scoreboard, sir.
Scoreboards, restart, and all those things. So that we will do in the next class. And
Yes,
one
sir.
cactus also we have to do something. So this thing you can see that it is in the air, but still. So for
Sir,
that,
because the box collider is not set.
you can increase the size of the box collider to fit it better. To fix these problems, like decrease the size of the box collider. Okay, guys, this is it for today. And during the so here also we'll decrease the size, and to pause the game, we do the same thing. We stop the time, and to resume the game, we'll make it again 1. We'll see this in the next class. We'll learn that. So we'll make it 1. So this way we resume the game, and also we'll add restart button, and we'll share everything in the video code. Everything we'll share to the class. Okay, guys. One thing. I will also provide you assets for this thing, Flappy Bird game.